What's up, everybody? Fancy Firebox time. Rolling solo today. Tony Cutillo here, brought to you by Win Daily Sports, sponsored as always by the Sharp app. And again, at Win Daily Sports, say it again. Everywhere you look, go click socials, YouTube, subscribe. You got it. We'll get you in the middle of this show somewhere. Listen for the keyword. Hook you up with that free week of gold plus the optimizer, which is where we get to do the work for you. Listen, everybody's busy, right? Juggling things, going to the grocery store, got school, got kids, got families, got to hurry up in. Boom, you hit the optimizer up, you look at what the projection miles are, you put your lineup and you're good to go and put money in your pocket. That's the way you want to roll. Again, we also have some free stuff coming along too when we talk about free prize picks. We're going to get that in there as well. With James already checking in. What's up, bro? Great call, Mary throwing. Hey, man, you never know, right? That's the thing, James. Like, I felt that. No, and he did. He looked completely out of sorts, and that's what I thought that defense was going to do. So let's see if we can get some good picks today. As always, we got some props for profit, which we're starting here on Win Daily, which should be fun. And let's get into some. We want to go long. We're just going to get into some projections and see what because I want to see what you guys feel, because there's a lot of different storylines coming up this weekend, right? Number one, with that first Cincinnati Tennessee game, which I think is going to be very, very intriguing, because we all want to know two things. We want to see what Joe Burrow does, right? Number one, we want to see, but the main thing is Derrick Henry. And what do we expect from Derrick Henry? And that's that's the problem. When you do these and you look at when a guy comes back from injury like this, do you pay up for Derrick Henry at $7,500? That's a big nut. Now, when you look at it, right? You look at it, it's not it's a huge in the sense that the next guy is Aaron Jones, right? When you look at the DraftKings bomb, the next guy, and we're just talking about salary. We're just talking about salary. So you're going the next guy, Aaron Jones. So $700 less. You keep that $700 in your pocket. Listen, this is a 4-game slate. If you're doing all four, it's essentially like showdown lineups, right? So every dollar counts. So you really have to be careful with the way you do this. You have to envision in your mind, is Derrick Henry going to be that unstoppable, going to have no limitations and no minute restrictions as well? That's what you have to think about. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's hard for me to imagine, because I want to sit here and say the swan song is going to be Derrick Henry comes in as the Cinderella player. Everybody's just waiting for him to come back. He gives you that 200-yard game and a couple touchdowns. I just don't know if that's going to happen. Cincinnati cannot stop him. I completely agree. I'm telling you that right now. They will not be able to stop Derrick Henry. The only person that will stop Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. So when you have any kind of lower body injury, especially an Achilles injury, when you're talking about a running back that uses his legs so much, it's just hard for me to envision that he's going to come back exactly the way he went out, right? So that's what I have to look at. I'm not saying you don't play Derrick Henry. What I'm saying is, do you want to pay up for Derrick Henry? Because you can use the money quite possibly for a couple other guys. And one of those guys for me is Devin Singletary. And I've been on the Singletary wagon. If you guys have followed me, you understand why. Listen, when you go to the well once and it works, and you go back to the well again and it works, you continue to ride the well. And that's what Sean McDermott has done with Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary has risen above everybody's expectations and actually has been going up in points every single week. The narrative of of Devin Singletary saying, oh, it was only Atlanta, it was only the Jets. Just like in Philly when they say Jalen Hurts only beat bad teams, right? Same narrative with Devin Singletary. Well, last week, he dropped 25 on the New England Patriots. Before that, week 16, he dropped 17 on the New England Patriots. Carolina, who's got a decent defense up the middle, he dropped 17 on Tampa Bay against the same Tampa Bay team that held the Philadelphia Eagles under 44 yards rushing with Vita Vea, Devin White, and Levante David. He still scored 15 points. So what does that tell me? Why would you not jump on the Devin Singletary rack before he even gets that $6,000 echelon? He is very valuable right now. They're only putting him up a couple $100 every week. You've got to ride the wagon. This is going to be a high-scoring contest. We already know that. It's going to be lights. Listen, it's going to be fireworks. We get it. It's going to be who's the last one standing, right? Who is the last one standing? And that's why I listen, Devin Singletary for me, I had him as my number one running back last week. Okay, on my squad. I started 2 guys last week, and you guys know it, Elijah Mitchell and Devin Singletary. And Devin Singletary was remarkable. So I expect Devin Singletary to have the same kind of week this week. Javon checking in says, stay the salary at running back for Singletary, which means you could spend more at wide receiver or tight end. There are plenty of good wide receivers for the 4-game slate. Absolutely. 100%. Javon, you know that's the way I think. I know that's the way you think. There's plenty of opportunity, right? Plenty of opportunity. And that's why let's go right to that, talk about money saving. Matthew Stafford, 6,200, gives you a $1,400 savings from the top quarterback on Josh Allen. I know everybody's going to tell me Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, they got to be the guy, right? They're going to tell me that. I get it. Now, if I go to the Win Daily projection model, okay, which again, you'll get this projection model. If you sign up, you get the free week. This is the best time to do it. What are you waiting for? Go get it. I'll tell you exactly what the code is very, very shortly. But Josh Allen, we have as our number one, okay, and Patrick Mahomes. Okay, but I'm looking at points. So if our projection model says Josh Allen is going to get you 25, and our projection model says Matthew Stafford's going to get you 22, I'm going to take that 3-point difference any day of the week and drop it down to the 22 to save 1,400. Because, like Javon just said, there's a ton of value in the wide receiver position. Right? This is going to be a really good 4-game slate from the wide receiver position, in my opinion. That's going to be where this slate is won. I really do think so. I think there's a ton of wide receivers that number one I love, but number two that I think hold a lot of value. I do. I think there's a lot of value when it comes to the receiver position. There's guys. Listen, when you talk about the upper echelon, and we'll get to that very shortly. There's guys that there's a drop off, right? There is a drop off. So I think that's huge. So again, I love Matt Stafford this week. I really do. I don't care no matter what. What's up, Al? How you doing, buddy? So I don't care. Everybody says about are you worried about the Tampa Bay? No, I'm not. Because here's what you have to look at with the Tampa Bay defense. They stopped the run last week against Philadelphia. Philadelphia, which is my hometown. Obviously, if you don't follow me by now, Philadelphia Eagles. I bleed green. But even though that defense was that good, we had plays we didn't make. If we make those plays, we easily could score 24 to 30 points on that defense, even with Levante David and Devin White being in the middle of the linebacking core. So I'm telling you right now that defense can be had. And I really think that Matthew Stafford, listen, he played, 13 years before his first play. Okay, all those years in the Motor City in Detroit, going through multiple head coaches, multiple offensive schemes. I mean, thank God he had Megatron for a while to actually give him some kind of pleasure. But now he finally gets to go at 32 plus of age to go for a ring. And I'm telling you, here's what I will say. And I love making comparisons sometimes because I'm a student of the game and I'm an NFL historian. But you look back when Kurt Warner played for the Rams, the same team, right? Same team. Came in from a grocery bagger from Gennardi's. We all know the story, but Kurt Warner hitting his prime at this age and still won a ring at this, and he had the core built around him. So you've seen it last week with the Rams. You saw guys, and let's get right into the value. You saw guys like Cam Akers. Love Cam Akers, 5,500 this week. And listen, here's the thing. The way they beat the Eagles in the running game is they brought up that safety and they made them go on the inside, right? They forced them into the middle of that Vita Vea, Levante David, and Devin White triangle. That's what they did. Okay, they forced them into that. They couldn't get to the outside because they brought the safety up. Whether it be Winfield or Whiteside, they brought both of those guys up in order to take away the outside run. Cam Akers showed me a burst the last 2 weeks that he's back 100%. So don't discount Sean McVay as one of my favorite play callers in the NFL. To be able to put two back sets out there with Cam Akers and with Sony Michel and try to force them to stop one of them and leave the other one open, and I think that'll be Cam Akers. So I like Cam Akers for 5,500. I really like that play. I think he gives you great, great value. Dante, what's up, Dante? How you doing, buddy? As always on a Saturday, yo, man, just getting it in, Dante. You know that. Just getting it in as much as we can. Again, everybody following Daily Sports, get on the subscription wagon. And again, you get your free week of gold. I'm going to tell you how to get that very, very shortly. And let's stick on the running backs. And it's going to be a quick moving show because that's what we like to do. Quick, get it in, get it out, get all the information there so we can go set those lineups, right? So getting back to that running back position, you look at guys, you go down a list, and you say who sticks out, right? Sticks out, and this is going to be the first. Okay, this is going to be first. I told you we're gonna mop around. We're gonna go around the world here on this show. Okay, this is going to be a first. I got to give a shout out to our graphics guy George for hooking this up. But this is going to be a first. The FFVP, the Fantasy Firebox Value Play. Okay, we're going to have two FFVP. Okay, and everybody knows who follows me. The FFVP stands for Fantasy Firebox Value Play. It's a guy who gives you ultimate value. Ultimate value. A guy in baseball, it's those under $3,000 guys, the 2,100, the 2,200, the 2,500 guys to give you that basis of about 7 to 10 points. In NBA, it's the guy who gives you under that $3,500 threshold. That's going to give you those 20 to 25 points to help you win your GPP matchup. And then on the football side, it's usually a guy under 5,000 because football, the value lies between 4 and 5 always. So, we pick a guy. And the first FFVP today, and I love saying this thing, I love it, is going to be my guy, Derrick McKinnon. Okay? And again, Andy found himself a new toy. That's what I'm going to say. Andy found himself a new toy. Because Derrick McKinnon, again, he took opportunity that was given to him last week because nobody was healthy, right? Nobody was healthy. And again, we're a day away, right? We're a day away. And I know CEH, doesn't carry injury designation with the shoulder. I get it. Right? So everybody says, oh no, CEH gonna be back. He's gonna be fine. Can I ask you, did CEH blow the world away when he was even healthy? No, he didn't. Right? He did not. He did not blow it away, and I still don't think he'll blow it away in the playoffs. The playoffs are a different element. The playoffs go by. Just throw everything out the window. Throw all the stats out the window. It's different teams. It's different players. It's different production level. So what you have to do is you have to have a completely different mindset. You got to think outside the box a little bit. And knowing Andy Reid from the Philadelphia years knows he's going to ride the hot hand. Right? Darrell Williams still has the toe injury. I don't care what you say, questionable or not. Whether he plays, he's going to be limited. But guess what? Derrick McKinnon will not be limited. And there's a reason why. Last week, he got 12 carries. The first week, they slowly insert him, right, with the 5 carries in Denver. And they give him 12. But then he give him 6 targets. 6 targets, 6 catches, 100% target to catch value ratio for 81 yards last. And he scored in multiple weeks. You cannot discount the fact that Derrick McKinnon has all the tools to be the number one running back for the Kansas City Chiefs for the playoffs. Now, I get it. I know I patted myself on the back, and I'll tell you why. The only reason why I did is because an avid follower of Win Daily Sports hit me up on YouTube, went back in the archives, and played back when I was on Sirius with Jason and with Sia and said, yo, listen, Derrick McKinnon by the end of the year will be the number one running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. I forgot all about it. He hit me up. I was like, wow, what's the odds? I thought it would have happened sooner, but maybe it does. It was only 1 week, but I really feel that this is going to be the guy for the entire playoff run, whether it be 1 or 2 more games or even 3, that Derrick McKinnon will be that guy for the Kansas City Chiefs. So again, for 4,800, extreme value, I don't see why you don't do that. It's crazy. Javon says, it's scary how good McKinnon fits that offense. Exactly. And Javon, that's why when I seen him, and I said, if this kid's healthy, because you go back to the San Francisco days, go back to the Minnesota games, you already knew he was that, he was that 3-down guy, that PPR monster. That's who he was. And then he had those bad knee injuries, which absolutely sucked for him. But now he's with the guy in Kyle Shanahan that's going to put all his stuff on the table. I mean, with Andy Reid, I'm going back. I got San Francisco on the mind, right? But with Andy Reid, who was notorious for the PPR monsters. We bring up Brian Westbrook. We bring up Shady McCoy, right? He makes something out of everybody. So Jerick McKinnon to me is listen, he's an extreme value play. He really, really is. That kid Gore, yes, Dante, you're right. Gore is good, but here's the only thing that I feel about Gore is I just think he's so low down the charts that unless they're going to mix it up and flip it up a little bit, I just don't feel as though he's going to get any clock on any as long as all these guys are healthy. I think it's McKinnon 1, it's DH 2, and it's Williams 3 as long as he's healthy. And Gore is going to be 4, but he could flop into that 3 spot. Obviously all things considered, right? So FFP, Jerick McKinnon 4,800, Andy found a new toy. Listen, I love that play. Let's just go with the FFPP again because I love it. We're going to go Aaron Lazard, 4,400. He's been the perfect wide receiver too. So again, I've been hyping up Aaron Lazard for I guess the last 5 weeks because we talked about Aaron Lazard before in offseason. Say who's going to be that guy to step up? Is it going to be MVS? No, not consistent enough. Is it going to be St. Brown? No, not consistent enough. We need to be Lazard. Lazard needed to be the guy that Aaron Rodgers could trust. And he was working and working and working. And I'll tell you what, he finally turned the corner. And I'll say around week 10 in that Seattle game where he finally started to, he only listen, the Seattle game he got 4 targets. So you can see that Aaron was starting to target him a little more. But week 14, he goes to Chicago and he goes to 7 targets. And then he's consistently 5, 6, but he's going that 70-yard threshold, and he's scoring touchdowns. Since week 14, he has scored 6 touchdowns. Okay, he has scored at least 1 touchdown per week. That is something big. And he's being not just the long guy, which is something you have to look at. He's just not going to be that 20 to 22-yard receiver. He's going to be that intermediate 12 to 15-yard receiver, which is huge when you have a guy like Devontae Adams running on the outside. So again, fantasy Firebox value play, Al Lazard, 4,400. Again, I keep telling people, play this guy, play this guy, play this guy. Trust me, play this guy. Again, if you're doing prop bets, props for profit, you can get the anytime touchdown, maybe even the first time touchdown score. Check out what those numbers are. I haven't even done that yet, but from a DFS standpoint, for FFPP standpoint, 4,400 to me is an absolute steal. It's something that you definitely got to hit on. 100%. We want to say, listen, me and Javon consistently, and here's the funny thing. So last night, me and Ghost, what we do is me and Ghost do the NBA show last night, and we're doing our props for profit, and I already have written down Kevin Herter plus 13.5 on the over. I mean over plus 13.5, and it was plus 115. So I put up my first prop, and Ghost starts laughing. He's like, I'm telling everybody we didn't talk before this show. I already knew, and boom, he was right. He knew he had the same prop. And me and Javon are the same way. We don't even talk before the show. He's an avid follower. I love the dude. We think the same way. I love his grind. And here we are again on the same page. Alan Lazard, listen, all you need to do is go back and look at how much he's being targeted because of how much Devontae Adams is being covered. So that's the main thing, right? That's the main thing. This is all because of Devontae Adams. So keep being Devontae, keep on Devontae, keep on keeping on, right? Keep on keeping on. So again, Al Lazard, I love it. I love 4,400 anytime touchdown. It's a really good play, a really really good play. So let's go here, and because I want to ask everybody about what their feelings are about Joe Burrow, because we're going to go right back to the quarterback position before we get to the props for profit on this segment. But Joe Burrow, and the reason why I bring up Joe Burrow because we do a lot of stuff here at Win Daily Sports. Okay, so I got to bring up, my man Sticks comes up and says Joe Burrow is playing like a man possessed lately, and I'll go back to the well against a pass funnel defense and a trash secondary for a 10% owned quarterback. I think Sticks nails it. I really do. I think Sticks nails it here because here's the thing when we talk about Joe Burrow. We were talking about earlier when you're talking about guys that are very valuable commodities. Okay? Joe Burrow, 6,600. Again, we just talked about Matthew Stafford, 6,200. So even Joe Burrow is going to save you $1,000. Tennessee has no defense in the secondary. Zero. They're done. They're cooked. I know a lot of people pick them to go far, but this is a team that has 3 legitimate wide receivers in, obviously, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, one of my favorites. And Uzomah at the tight end is showing you that he can get open as well. Excuse me. And then you got Mixon who can catch the ball out of the backfield too. Like, they have plenty of options for Joe Burrow. So I feel that Joe Burrow, this is going to be a really good. This is that easily going to be a 3 touchdown game for me for Joe Burrow. Now, when you look at now again, you know, you're talking about a guy who just threw 2 touchdowns this week. The week before had thrown 8 combined, 4 and 4, 4 against Baltimore, 4 against Kansas City. So 2 against Vegas, I think, was absolutely kind. That game was already won by them, even though Vegas tried to make it close. I already knew that Cincinnati was going to pull that game out. He only threw the ball, 34 times. He didn't get up to that 38 to 40 attempt threshold. I think he gets to that this game. I do, because I think they're going to try to stop mixing that running game. It's going to open up a full aerial assault, like Stick said, on that trash secondary. And I could easily see a 300-yard, 3 touchdown plus game from Joe Burrow. And on top of that, let's get in. And James says Burrow will have a big day. Yes, the secondary will give up yards and big plays. James, 100%. And speaking on Joe Burrow, right? Brings us right to our props for profit, right? Here's our props for profit. We go right to Joe Burrow. We're going to go to the well, and what we're going to bring up is how about the Joe Burrow anytime touchdown for plus 400? Okay, because here's the thing about Joe Burrow. He every now and then likes to rush the ball in. Every now and then likes to rush. And I could definitely see Vrabel trying to stop him somewhere in the red zone, bringing up the box and him doing one of those fake easy rollouts, fake sweep to the left, bootleg to the right, and lo and behold, holding that hand up, just like his counterpart on the other side will try to do in Ryan Tannehill and get in the end zone for a touchdown. So I like the props for profit right there, Joe Burrow, anytime touchdown for plus 400. But let's do this real fast before we get to our last one, because I got to get this in, right? Because I got to tell you guys how you can get your free weeks. This is very easy, right? It's very easy. You can get 1 week of Win Daily Gold plus the optimizer for free for a limited time. 1 week. It's huge. Let me tell you, I use it. Everybody uses it. Guys cash every day. Even if you just want to use it as a tool, tons of information articles. 1 free week. That's a huge value with the code word radio. 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 Okay, that's what you need. Radio. That's what you want. Radio. Go to Win Daily, sign up, hit that code radio. You get 1 week free. 1 week free of everything we offer. So you got to get into that. Also, don't forget the free betting picks and props is also free on the site. Sportsbook promos everywhere. We have tons of promos available on the website that cost you absolutely nothing. That put money in your account, but also some props on there as well. And last one, we got a check from Prize Picks. This is huge. This is giving out free money. Okay, just giving out free money. Divisional round special. Patrick Mahomes, 0.5 passing yards. Like, seriously, these people are giving out money. You've got to take advantage of it. If you head over to Win Daily Sports, you click on the Prize Pack article and our Prize Pick article, and you automatically claim the Win Daily code. It's right there. It takes you right to it. The deposit of up to $100 for making your first bet. That's an easy win right there. I mean, look, right there. I mean, how do you get any better than that? If Mahomes throws for 1 yard, you win. Come on, man. It's simple. So let's get back to the props for profit, okay? And let's get to our last one right here. And I love this guy. This is one of my favorites, okay? Because I always put him out there. I could see this in my sleep. It's Isaiah McKenzie anytime touchdown plus 350 for the Buffalo Bills. And the reason why I like that, I noticed that even with the Devin Singletary factor, that they're starting to try to use Isaiah McKenzie in that Deebo Samuel type role, right? They're like to get him out in a jet sweep, out into, out in the backfield, getting them, east to west, where Singletary could go north to south. And I could definitely see a wide receiver reverse for Isaiah McKenzie today, a jet sweep from Isaiah McKenzie today, or just from the running back position, a trick play from McDermott. Because, like I said, this game, listen, it's a student of the game. McDermott, the student under Andy Reid. We all know the history behind it, too. It's going to be a fantastic game. You have Leslie Frazier on the sideline, defensive coordinator, an Andy Reid disciple today, too. You have tons of Andy Reid disciples all over, and they're going to try to outdo one another in a respectful fashion. So Isaiah McKenzie, anytime touchdown plus 350. I think that is the way to go. So, listen, anybody else has anything, just throw it out there. I'll be on Twitter at Cutillo23. Follow us at Win Daily Sports. I want to get these shows under a half hour, give you as much information. I don't want to sit here and talk about Devontae Adams and Josh Allen because, yes, it's easy, right? We all know. We all know about those guys, Patrick Mahomes. But you got to ask the intriguing questions, the values, right? So let's go through values again. Matthew Stafford at 6,200. Extreme value gives you 1,400 savings from the top quarterback, which is Josh Allen. Devin Singletary at 5,900. Why do you feel he will continue? I don't feel he won't continue. He will continue. He will be a RB1 this week for maximum value. And then we go with the FFVPs. We get Derrick McKinnon at 4,800, who will be your number one running back in Kansas City. And you found a new toy. And then we go Allen Lazard for 4,400 in Green Bay. He's been a perfect wide receiver too. And then the question is, do you pay up for Derrick Henry? 7,500. I don't know if I can. I love Derrick Henry. I know I'm going to get killed for this, but I don't know when I'm doing a lineup if I can pay up. I may do some props for Derrick Henry, right? Anytime touchdown, maybe first touchdown score, but it's hard for me to see. Listen, you get a guy on ESPN, Davenport, who covers the Tennessee Titans. Respect the hell out of the guy. He said that he was there watching him. He's moving around good. It says all signs look like he's a go physically, but you just never know what the limitations are going to be. So it's hard for me in 1 week, one and done, 7,500 to pay up for Derrick Henry. And then we have the anytime touchdowns, so props for profit. Isaiah McKenzie, anytime 350. And then we get the anytime for Joe Burrow plus 400 as well. So listen, everybody checking in. Javon, Dante, Al checking in, James checking in. It's been fantastic, man. I love doing this. Fantasy Firebox every Saturday, possibly on Sunday too. I may pop in tomorrow too, so we can see what happened, kind of recap. We'll see how the time goes. But as always, just follow at Ian Daily Sports. You'll be seeing a lot of me all the time, all week. And again, make sure you check out Sirius on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday nights. Sirius Satellite Radio. We'll be there. We'll be back. Going through preseason stuff, preseason projections, draft questions, right? Free agency, all 9 yards. I cannot wait for that as well. That's coming up on the horizon. So as always, it's a Saturday. Get out and enjoy the day. Everybody stay safe and stay healthy, and we will catch you here